Every second is eating you up.
It's like a loading bar, on the PS4 when you're updating something.
Yeah.
But it's not stopping. Like it might be going but it keeps moving. As I'm speaking right now,
It might be going slow.
the bar's still moving, bro.
Yeah.
So it might be going slow, but it's
Yeah.
But
I heard
you can't go back. You can't go.
Yeah, you can't go. Yeah.
that's mad, innit?
Yeah.
That's a good analogy. I'll give you that one. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We're back again in another episode at Student Sundays with the brothers. Today we'll be discussing wasting time. So time is a very important topic, and wasting it is a very big musibah. But yeah, anyways, we all waste time somehow, innit? So we need to figure out ways in reducing that time that we're wasting. So today we'll be talking about that. And yeah, so who would like to start off with the first question? How valuable is time? Mustafa, go ahead, man. How valuable is time?
Time, Sheikh Uthaymeen, he mentioned, it's more important than gold, more important than silver, more important than anything in the dunya. Allah mentioned in the Quran, حتى إذا جاء أحدكم الموت قال ربي أرجعون. Send me back. لعلي, what? Do you understand? So I can come back and, build a house, get a job. لعلي أعمل صالحا فيما ترك. So I can do good deeds in that which I left behind. So upon us is to strive and, accumulate as many good deeds as we have for when we die. Because, everyone is going to have regret, when they die. Even a person who, he strived hard, he's going to have regret as well that he didn't do more. So we need to, make sure that we have as less regret as we can and try to stack up those good deeds so we don't not of those people that, that regret and ask to be sent back to the life to the worldly life to do those righteous actions that they left.
That's a very good point. Shows how valuable time is, isn't it? So who else would like to add on to what Mustafa said? Isa, go ahead.
Me?
Yes.
Say nothing.
Let's talk about how valuable time is, bro.
Yeah, so there's the hadith نعمتان مغبون فيهما كثير من الناس الصحة and والفراغ. So there are two blessings that people, they don't take advantage of or, they misuse. And that's good health and free time. And these are two things that, Ibn Uthaymeen, he mentions, explaining this hadith. He says that the reason why free time is something that's taken advantage of is this free time is it's the time you have to, make dhikr, remember Allah. فَاذْكُرُونِي أَذْكُرْكُمْ وَاشْكُرُوا لِي وَلَا تَكْفُرُونَ. You know what I'm saying? So in our free time, our priority should mainly be, obviously you have to get your stuff done, especially we live in the places we live in. We have school, we have uni, we have work to go to. We have to fulfill those worldly obligations, but before all of that, we have to remember that our priority should be remembering Allah. Even aside from our obligations. So aside from our salawat as well. In your free time, you should be reading Quran, for example. You should be doing dhikr and that. Yeah.
That's a good answer.
Yeah. And also I forgot to mention, regarding health, why health is mentioned here is because if you don't have good health, then let's say you're afflicted with a disease or something. This is what Sheikh Ibn Uthaymeen said. He said you won't be able to do certain acts of worship. Let's say let's say you're stuck in bed, for example. There's only a limited amount of things you can do from there.
Yeah.
I like that, how he linked your health and time together. Because if your health is good, then you're more productive, innit? Because if you're afflicted with illness and that, you won't really do how you used to, or stuff that you used to do before. But yeah, I remember Ibn Jawzi said something about let there be a place in your house where you just use to isolate yourself from everything, and use that to read your books and to use your brain basically to think about stuff, innit? But yeah, that I don't know why I mentioned that, but
No.
people that want to make time for things. Well, I don't know. Cut out.
You could say that you need a place where you can use your time wisely, like without any distractions or anything like that can take up your time elsewhere. Have a place where you're just doing that thing that you need to do, like with terms
allows
of
you to
ibadah.
focus.
Concentration. Concentration and no distractions.
You need to go to the spot in the house where there's the weakest Wi-Fi.
No, so for example, in what the Prophet did, he went to Cave Hill. That's a good example as well. Yeah.
So if you isolate yourself in a certain area, you can utilize your time way better than elsewhere, innit? Because there's less distractions, most likely.
Yeah.
Did you want to add something? Because I saw you itching and then someone butted in.
I was gonna say even if you look at how the scholars manage their time and how because they know that time is so valuable and that you can't waste even a second of it. So when the Shaykh came to like Medina College for the Alamiya program, when the person next to him was translating what he said, he would be typing up something for a book or something like that. As in he was using that time to do something else productive, not just sitting there idly. Do you know what I mean? Or when I think there's a story of Sheikh bin Baz when he was answering fatwa on the telephone.
You could hear him.
In the middle of the calls, he would quickly do dhikr before he wants to pick up the next one. So it shows that even a single second they wouldn't let that single second go to waste, because they know how valuable it is. They will spend it, even the tiniest thing, just remembering Allah or doing something else in the path of Allah, because they know how they can't waste any of it.
Yeah, I remember, I think there's a video on YouTube about Sheikh Al-Albani, rahimahullah, when he had his library in it, and then there's the pathway to his library was like curved in it. And then he got someone to like break down the wall just so he can save, because it takes him long to get around. Just to save that time, he just made a whole pathway just for him to get to the library quicker. See that's how they value their time.
I also think of that, bro.
Yeah, I know. And imagine it was said that he stayed in his library reading a book on the ladder for 12 hours, just reading. Imagine that, bro.
12 hours.
Yeah. Or something around that time, innit? That's mad, innit?
Yeah, that's a long time, bro. Not a couple man that do 12-hour shifts. Yeah.
Even there's a video like someone, he counted how much Shaykh ibn Baz rahimahullah, he remembers Allah. He said between each bite that he was taking when he was eating food, he remembered Allah 7 times. Each bite. Yeah, he remembered Allah 7 times between each bite. And then you think like back in the times of the Salaf, how it must have been.
Time, man. Time's running out right now, bro.
Yeah, fine.
But yeah, I think that gives the viewers a good understanding of how valuable time is, isn't it?
Yeah, very.
But yeah, on to the next one. The consequences of wasting time.
I think in the ayah that Mustafa mentioned as well, like a lot of people when they're on their deathbed, they're wishing that they could go back.
Yeah.
And they wish they didn't spend that time, that day, that weekend, wasting time doing whatever, just indulging in their desires. They wish that they actually spent it doing righteous things. But at that point it's too late. So you have to take heed before it's too late. Before so I think Umar radiallahu anhu said, take account of yourselves before you are taken account of.
Yeah.
So like, address yourself and think, how much time am I actually spending in ibadah for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and how much time is just wasted, like nothing, the stuff that won't even benefit you. Do you know what I mean? Like death is a reality, and you're getting closer to it. The time in your dunya is decreasing every single second, and the time you're getting closer to your death every single second. So you just have to know that unless you want to be sorry on the day of judgment, then you gotta utilize that time. Because it's gonna run out. It's gonna go like that, and before you know it, you're on your deathbed, or you're ill and you can't do as many things as you could do before, and then like you'll be regretting everything, and you don't want to be in that state of regret. Do you know what I mean? Even the people who are so much more pious than us, and the scholars and stuff, they would regret things as well on their deathbed. Imagine how much they've done in comparison to us. So imagine our state when we're lying there and we can't do anything. Do you know what I mean? And we'll just be thinking about those times that I could have read this book, I could have prayed this much, I could have spent this night. There's a statement of one of the Salaf. He came across a sick worshipper, and he was crying. And he was like to him, why are you crying? He said, because my feet have not become dirty in the path of Allah. And another one was crying, and they asked him, why are you crying? And he said, due to a day I spent not fasting and a night I spent not in Salat al-Layl. So they were crying about that because they didn't spend that one night in tahajjud, in worship of Allah. And look at us, how many nights do we miss not praying? How many days do we spend not fasting? You know what I'm saying? And these are people from the Salaf. So yeah, we just have to, may Allah make us people who can utilize our time correctly.
I mean,
Otherwise, yeah, it's just,
yeah, that was deep still. Can't lie.
I feel bad carrying on. I can't lie.
There's a statement as well from Ibn Qayyim. He says that wasting time is more severe than death itself, because death cuts you off from, because wasting time cuts you off from Allah and, you know, getting that goal of reaching the akhirah and, you know, getting your place in Jannah, for example. Whereas death cuts you off from the dunya and, you know, its people. So he compares wasting time and death, which, you know, we see like al-maut like as something that's really bad, for example. And he compares, so he compares wasting time being worse than death, basically. So yeah, just don't waste time in it. Yeah. Remind to myself first and foremost, innit?
Yeah.
It's easier said than done, man.
Wallahi,
Yeah,
it's easier said than done.
100%.
I feel like if you get used to wasting time, it becomes a habit now. You just become lazy, man.
I think people trick themselves into thinking, like, they do all the obligations, they think, okay, cool, I have all this free time now.
Yeah.
But I kind of, like, it's not free. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have so many other things that you could be doing in that time. Like, it's I think don't call it free time. Just say this is, okay, more time for me to do ibadah. Like, say, okay, you got an hour, read a book or something, do some things, you know what I mean? Like, even something small, even if you're like, for example, you're traveling, you're on the bus or you're on the train, you know, like, bring a book with you or read some Quran. Do you know what I mean? Don't waste that time doing nothing. Do you know what I mean? Just sitting idly, you know. You can exactly you can do something practical with even that small amount of time, because when you realize that the days, like, a lot of it we don't even remember what we do in the day. Do you know what I mean? So if people go to work or they go to school, they come back, and all of a sudden it's nighttime and they're gonna go to sleep. But what did you do in that time? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you could do a lot, I think. Yeah.
It's like the whole concept of like killing time, innit?
Yeah.
People say, let's kill time.
The statement of Sheikh Fawzan, innit? He said that's the statement of a jahil, like, saying, subhanAllah.
And it is 100%.
Can't kill time. Time's killing you, fam.
Yeah, subhanAllah.
Every second is eating you up.
It's like a loading bar, you know, on the PS4 when you're updating something.
Yeah.
Like, but it's not stopping. Like, it might be going like, but it keeps moving. Like, as I'm speaking right now,
It might be going slow.
the bar's still moving, bro.
Yeah.
So it might be going slow, but it's
Yeah.
But
I heard
you can't go back. You can't go.
Yeah,
from
you can't go-
40% to 40%.
that's mad, innit?
Yeah.
That's a good analogy. I'll give you that one. You get a badge for that.
I think that was
That's
a
hard.
recovery from that graph, innit?
Allah Mabarak. But I heard the statement from the Salaf. They said that human beings are nothing but days.
Yeah, it's fine.
I think
Hassan
that's
al-Basri,
Hassan
yeah.
Hassan al-Basri, yeah. As the days go past, they're gone, basically. They're dying. If that makes sense. So basically, you're basically made up of days. So as days go by, part of you's gone. Yeah, it's mad.
And there's a statement, it's from one of the Sahaba, I can't remember, it might be Ibn Masud, but he's like, I hate to see like the idle person. Like, he's neither working for his dunya or his deen, like, he's not doing anything, he's just sitting there. So even though, like, you know, we're speaking about matters in the deen, the dunya as well, like, someone, he could be working for his dunya, but his intention could be for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, you know, both of them, you know, we should be working.
I think that's very important, because even like including the dunya as well.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people, even myself, innit, like you just end up wasting time.
Yeah.
After you get home from whatever shift you're doing, you just go home and just sit there and you're like,
And you call it recovery.
yeah.
No, it's not, brother.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's true though. But yeah, so we spoke about consequences. So now, how do you reduce time that we're wasting?
Do we reduce
How do you
time?
reduce? Yeah.
I think first you have to. So obviously we've talked about how important it is to save time, how like time is of the essence, basically.
Yeah.
Once you realize and you internalize that we don't have much time left, then you would want to, you know, like make sure that you're not wasting time. So just be like mindful and be like conscious, be present when you're doing things. Think, okay, is this what I'm doing right now? Is it gonna benefit me or is it not? And if not, then try and, obviously there's nothing wrong with, you know, relaxing, as in taking a breather and stuff like that. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. But even then, like, for example, like just do something, even if it's small. Just do something that makes sure that you're not wasting your time. And like, it's not, like if you imagine some people waste the whole day, some people waste the whole week, and some people they're wasting their whole lives doing nothing. Do you know what I mean? So even if it's just a little bit during the day or something like that, just do something so that your time it won't be what do you call it?
A complete waste.
Yeah, complete. It won't be an evidence against you. So at least you did something with your time. Do you know what I mean?
And the thing is, when people waste time a lot, they'll get used to it.
Yeah.
So then it
It's
just
a habit,
becomes,
then, innit?
yeah.
You need to watch the last episode.
Yeah, you can watch the last episode on how to lose a habit. But yeah.
I think something similar applies to, like you said, like being conscious, being present, and yeah, so similar to the habits. Yeah.
So yeah, we kind of spoke about how to utilize the time that we do have. Obviously, it doesn't all have to be like proper, like everything deen related.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's good in it, but take some time out for yourself, innit?
Yeah.
You have to be practical, basically.
be
You can't, because you can't burn out and then you're doing it all day and then you just do nothing for bare long. Yeah, you have to pace yourself as well and break
Yeah.
out. But yeah,
Be realistic.
yeah.
You want to add anything now?
No, as in like, so for example, if we've taken practical steps to reduce wasting time, then a lot of us like we spend times on our phone, for example, and scrolling on social media. I know myself, like I'm a victim to this as well. I say victim because it's not something that's praiseworthy, basically. But yeah, just cut the time that you're wasting, basically. Cut, like, it's similar to habits in the sense that you cut the stimulant kind of thing. So if you feel like it's because you're on your phone like the whole day, then
Try to reduce the time.
yeah, just put your phone to the side for a bit, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, and try and replace things as well. So all that time you spend on your phone, replace it with something else. Replace it with dhikr or Quran or watching a video, watching a lecture, something like that. Listen to a podcast, something like that. Like, even like you can multitask as well, like, for example, say you're cooking or something, put on a lecture in the background or put on something that you can benefit you listening to while you're actually doing other things as well. So you're utilizing your time. You're not you're doing two things at once, basically. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you want to add anything? Oh, you're fairly quiet, mate.
This guy's ghosting today, fam.
No.
He's jet lagged.
No, that was.
I said this before, fam. I said this. It's gonna happen, fam. Jet lag.
No, I was the thing that Mustafa said something before we started this podcast. That's saying about الوقت كالسيف, that one. إن لم تقطعه قطعك. Time is like a sword. If you don't cut it, it will cut you. Like deep in that, if you don't cut it, it cuts you. So like, if you're not making use of the time that you have, it's basically it's gonna cut you, basically. So if you're just sitting there idly, not doing anything with your time is basically killing you. You're gone. You're wasting time, basically.
You're not killing time. Time's killing you.
Yeah, time's killing you. We're not making use of your time.
Yeah.
Therefore, the consequences is that time kills you. But yeah, I just wanted to add that. But yeah.
All right. The blessings of time. How much of a blessing is time, bro? If you think about, okay, I'll try to say something in it, and you guys add on. Time is a big blessing, innit? We don't deep it until we lose it. That's how you know if something's a big blessing. You won't realize it until you lose it, fam. The amount of time everyone's got, it's gonna sound ironic, but everyone's got the same 24 hours, innit? Everyone's got the same hours, bro. So the way you utilize it, and then you're comparing ourselves to someone else, you can reach that position, innit? Just utilize the time correctly. Don't waste time.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No, it's true. It's true.
you got the same 24 hours, bro.
That's true.
I think especially for younger people as well, like,
Yeah.
even people younger than us, like, they got more free time because
Less responsibility.
less responsibilities. And when you get older, you're gonna get married, you're gonna have work, you're gonna have kids. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have so many responsibilities that the time for your deen and stuff like that will be so less.
So
You know what I'm saying? So while you're young and you have this time, like, use it. Do you know what I mean? Like, because then when you're older, like, you'll regret not using all that time that you had, all that free time. Like, a lot of people, like, even when we were younger, we used to play games and wasting time on that. But like, obviously it's fun, but like, you have to, like, even use it for khair as well. You know what I'm saying? It is hard. Yeah, it is hard. But if you're like trained like that from the beginning, to give your time to Quran, to seeking ilm and stuff like that when you're younger, then that's just your lifestyle, then, isn't it? That's your habit, and that's something that's good.
No, but even if a person does other stuff, for example, like he spends time with his children and his wife and stuff, like if his intention is correct, that can also be reward for it.
Yeah.
You're
That's
working
true.
out, you know.
And that's even like
Looking after the body, bro.
Well, you mentioned the example so many times.
Working out, fam.
Because
Working out could be
Exactly,
bad as
bro.
well. Yeah, it can be. Yeah.
Of course, fam. By intention, bro.
I think every episode this is working out.
No, I don't work out myself, bro.
that's what I keep saying. Like,
When I say work out, I mean like exercise. Football is exercise.
Cardio.
But yeah, cardio, man. But yeah, carry on. You can carry on, bro. Sorry about that.
that's what I want to say in it. So like if a person has the correct intention, like even like when he's like relaxing and stuff, with his family and stuff, that can also be a way of getting reward.
Yeah. Also, I think the Prophet ﷺ, he commanded us like make the most out of 5 things before your time comes to an end, and one of them was free time before you become busy.
Yeah.
And this is like if we're talking about advice and who to take advice from, there's no better man who's lived on this earth than the Prophet ﷺ. Like he's given us this advice: utilize your free time before you become busy. So going back to what Asad was saying as well, when you're younger, free time. When you're older, you become busy. So that's a good utility of time and that. Yeah.
Also, it's a good way to see how the Prophet ﷺ used his time as well.
Yeah.
What he used to do during his day. You know what I'm saying? Most of it was just spending time with his family, spending time with his Sahaba. Teaching them, praying, and then in ibadah a lot of the nights. And I think there's a narration that he was up all night praying and his feet were like swollen from standing for so long.
Yeah.
And Aisha asked him like, why did you stand so long? That you come out and said, should I not be a thankful slave?
Yeah.
So that's how he spent his night. The whole night, he didn't sleep. He was praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Smashing work. Fam.
Yeah, even
I shouldn't say like that, innit, but you know what I mean, innit?
Kids of this generation. The kids of this generation. Yeah, carry on.
Yeah, but like he was up all night.
Yeah, even the story of Imam Shafi'i when he was at Imam Ahmad's house, rahimahullah, and the whole night, he spent just extracting benefits from one hadith, for the whole night. He didn't sleep. He was just seeking ilm that whole night. Do you know what I mean? That's how he's. And a lot of people, like, obviously sleep is important. It's good to get your hours of sleep.
Your energy, yeah.
But even then, if you're sleeping for too long, that's time wasted as well. You know what I'm saying? People are oversleeping, and then I can't even talk about overslept today, but but do you know what I mean? Like, it's not good, isn't it? Like, you should
just going off that, like the balance in it. So something can't be too excessive, but at the same time can't be too less. So for example, sleep. For example, like all of us sleep. Sleeping excessively, like 12 hours a day, like
that's too much.
12 hours.
Well, that's a lot.
That's half your day gone.
Yeah, that's what
sleeping.
That's you only got 20.
And if you
all got the same 24 hours, bro.
No, because if you deep it, then if you sleep 12 hours a day every single day, that's 50% of your life you spent sleeping, doing nothing, fam. Like, what a waste that is.
People sleep that long though. Like,
No, I can't lie. Yeah.
And you still wake up
12
tired, fam.
hours stretch.
Yeah, 12 hours stretch.
You know, when I do sleep long hours, I wake up, I still feel lazy, bro.
Yeah, exactly. You feel more lazy, bro.
Where's the maths?
That's why
It's not working out.
6-7 hours, yeah, sweet spot. I'm telling you.
So even if you're
5 hours is sweet spot.
5 hours, yes.
Nah,
I wasn't trying to go extreme in it, but
Well, for me, that's sweet
I
spot.
can't lie,
7 is good.
if you've adapted that over time. Like, have you done that over time?
I say a month, bro.
Because normally some people can.
I feel like it depends on the hour you wake up, bro. Because see, when you sleep for long, you wake up at
no,
11.
you know the sleep cycles, bro. 1.5 hour sleep cycles.
Okay,
So you sleep 3 hours.
Nah, I actually heard something about.
You wake up, yeah.
That's why you feel tired.
Nah, I heard
Because if you
something
wake up in the
about.
middle of your sleep cycle, then your
now the graphs are gonna come out.
your brain's not. Your brain's not on it like that.
No, I actually heard if you sleep before 12 a.m., 1 minute of sleep is worth 2 minutes of sleep after 12 a.m.
Yeah, I don't know what you.
No, that's we need the delete for that, bro. We need the delete for that, bro.
Who said that? Pinocchio. Wait, what? That's a fib, bro.
Yes, I think I'm delete. Don't worry. It's true, bro. I've tried it. Like, if I sleep early before 12, I'm not tired. Even if I sleep 6 hours, let's deeper look. I sleep 6 hours. Say I sleep 6 hours at 10 a.m. 10 p.m.
This whole thing on your own specific experience.
No, I heard it from someone else, some psychiatrist. He's a gym expert, innit? He just said
He's
something
a
like
gym
that.
episode and he's talking about sleeping it.
Yeah,
Yeah, but 12 a.m.
You
is
sleep for gym, brother.
12 a.m. is not
This guy's
our
trying to
midnight.
refute
Though.
me.
That's the Western midnight. Though, still. Our midnight's some other time, innit? Because our day starts on Maghrib.
it's true.
And it's, you know what I mean? So yeah.
I just got refuted live over.
Snap time, bro. Time zones,
sleep now.
different times.
Now I was talking about sleeping in it. Like, so you shouldn't waste your time waste too much time.
So you shouldn't be excessive,
Bro.
You
Yeah,
should be
bro.
like,
5 hours
relax.
coffee in the morning. You're blessed.
Look, try it.
Sleep, you'll still be tired.
Are you, man?
It goes
Try
back
it.
to what you said. Just find your sweet spot, bro.
Look, try it. Look, sleep at 10 p.m. Have 6 hours sleep. And then let me know how you are. And then sleep
everyone's
again the
the
next
same.
day at like 1 a.m. and then wake up at 7 a.m. And then tell me how your sleep is. It's going to be different. Trust
Trust
me,
it's
bro.
True, it's true what you're saying.
It's obviously it's good to sleep early. We're not telling you kids to sleep past 12 o'clock, innit? You got school tomorrow. What's it called?
you saw.
All this stuff.
Nah, but we're not telling you, we're not encouraging people to sleep late. Yeah. What we're saying is
Just be mindful of how long you're sleeping for.
Yeah, sleep early enough.
5 hours is good enough though. For
5 hours.
the adults.
Coffee in the
I think
morning,
the average is 9 hours there.
and then nap in the afternoon.
According to the cooks.
No,
It's 8, yeah, 8.
It's
eight.
9
According to
hours
who?
for
According to the
10
cooks,
15
brother.
year olds, innit? It's 9 hours for 10 to 15 year olds.
It's too long now.
Let's move on.
That was the last point, bro. Being young and time.
Let's go into that though. So what do you
Being
think
young
of,
and time.
what do you think of
Nah.
the significance of being young though? Like the youth.
Oh,
Your
there's
youth.
so much.
Bro, you got so much time, man. We don't have to, like, you don't
No,
pay
but-
bills and that. You don't have a family to look
it's-
after, stuff like that.
It's hard for them to realize how much time they got.
Mm.
Because when you're young, you're caught up in the moment, fam. Everyone around you, every single young person, not every single one of them, but most of them are.
Like, especially in this country, like,
Yeah.
they'll cut you off.
Yeah, carry on, bro. It's alright, man. Just cut me off like the knife.
go on. You'll continue.
No, it's cool, bro.
Oh, no. But especially like in this environment, like in this country, especially.
Yeah.
Like, do you see that video of that kid that went to Sheikh Saleh Hami's list?
that little kid.
Yeah,
the
that
kutub.
little kid.
Oh, yeah.
But that's because he's grown up there. Do you
Proper
understand? That's his
Barik, fam.
environment. If you're grown up here, you just want, like, you know, you go to school and you're just around these people. You're not gonna really think about.
And I'll go to the park.
I can't,
go on
that
a
goes back to
slide.
parenthood.
Yeah, on a
Nah,
slide,
but that
bro.
goes back to parenthood.
Yeah, those are kind of-
Because that kid, there's a lot of kids in that country. They're not like that kid.
Yeah.
So it goes back
No,
to
but
parenthood.
still, like, you still have that environment, man. You got messages. No, we got the ulama there.
No, but even if you think,
It's nature and nurture. So it's the way
Yeah.
your parents
Exactly.
parenting as well, but
Yeah, but environment
Yeah.
as well.
because if you look at the biography of like Ibn Jawzi, rahimahullah, or Imam Nawawi, yeah, all the kids were playing. They will be playing and they will be doing whatever, and he'd be sitting next to the river reading books.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, it can't, I think a lot of it comes from how the parents are as well. But
Yeah.
you shouldn't underestimate how your environment can change as well. Because
Yeah, 100.
Plus, at a young age, you're impressionable as well.
when imagine all your friends are doing something and you're just alone, like unless you've been brought up to not care about that.
yeah.
More often than not, you're going to be spending time playing with your friends and stuff, innit?
But that's rare though, being brought up to not think about what other people think about you.
Yeah.
Especially as a kid. Maybe over time you will develop that, like, I don't care, innit?
Yeah.
Nah, it
But-
goes back to parenthood, man. I can't lie.
Huh?
It goes back to parenthood.
We're
Yeah,
not
well,
qualified
There's
to
some
talk-
kids
we're not qualified to
there,
talk about
they're very... Yeah, we're not...
Oh, you parenting?
Somewhat.
Him. Don't even speak, bro. If I expose you right now. But anyways,
We're waiting.
we're not gonna do that. But yeah, being young, man. I was gonna say something, but still cut me out.
Carry on.
I can't remember, bro. I think. Does anyone else have anything else to add?
Oh yeah, I think there's a hadith. I think there's a hadith that the 2 feet of the slave will not move forward on the day of judgment, except that he's asked 4 things, and one of them is like, how do you spend your youth?
Mm.
So yeah, that's very important, man. Like it's 1 out of 4 questions that you're gonna be asked on the day of judgment to proceed. You know, so I feel like that's important, isn't it? Yeah.
Also, there's a good book. Sorry, it's a book by Sheikh Abdul Razak al-Badr called "Advice to the Salaf." Advice to the Salaf to the youth. I think it talks about time in there and procrastination stuff like
Yeah.
that. I think that if you're a youth or you're like our age something, I think that would be a good read as well for people who want to look into that.
The link in the description, yeah.
Maybe if I
You
find
need
it.
to find that book, bro.
Yeah, it's in English, so yeah.
Okay, alhamdulillah.
I'm just
Yeah.
deep in it whilst we were talking. I was deep in it. everything, every ibadah and stuff is linked to time. Because you won't be able to do any ibadah if you don't have time. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
I'm trying to think more quickly.
no, like because trying to refute me all the time, man. It's like prayer. You can't pray unless you have time. No, wait.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh,
I get what you mean. You have to make time for it, innit? Like,
No, like you can't. If you have no time, say you're dead. You can't pray. Or
for the
you get what I'm
job.
trying to say.
No, we don't,
Kids
bro.
of this generation.
You can't really. I can hear the camera laughing.
No, finish your point.
No, for real. Like
Don't
the
start
time
something
is
you can't
it's such a
finish.
big blessing that you can't do any act of worship without time. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
I know what you're trying to say, but
Time is life.
in your corner
Life is
right
time.
now.
I think that's what you're
Going
saying.
to crumble.
Like if you don't have time at all, this is too philosophical. Okay? Like if you don't have time at all, you can't do
I know.
anything.
Yeah, man's like, bro.
People don't know.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, man.
I get what you mean.
The fact that we've been given this time to actually do
Yeah.
the actions is a blessing.
That's a blessing within itself.
Yeah, it's a big. It's a big.
That's
net,
not
man.
what you were saying, though.
No, he
I
didn't.
didn't,
what you were
I
saying,
didn't
bro.
articulate it properly. But that's what I was trying to get to. You can't really do anything if you don't have time.
Yeah.
But you need to make time.
But what if you don't have time?
Oh, so you just won't pray, yeah?
I'm talking about prayer.
Oh.
So you talking about? You just said prayer like 5 times.
He's getting pressure, bro.
That's what you meant. Though.
This is all
I
our
explained
attack,
what you
fam.
meant.
I know.
If you know, you know. It's all our attack on FIFA, fam. 30th minute. Are you gonna come?
Let's end the podcast now. Let's end it.
That's why you should use your time wisely.
Also,
Whilst
actually,
being-
I think what you're trying to say. Actually, no.
You already explained it, bro.
Explain it,
Okay,
bro.
Bro, I'm just trying to basically just to summarize it, yeah. Time is such a blessing that we're not able to do anything without it.
Yeah, 100%.
Done.
100%. Yeah.
It's a blessing within itself.
Yeah, no. Oh, yeah.
Is it agreeing to disagree?
No, I'm agreeing.
He's helping you out.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the last point. Is there anything else you guys want to add?
Is there anything
Based
else
on
you want to
wasting
add?
time?
Yeah, word. I haven't heard from you.
I keep hearing everything else you want to add.
About wasting time.
Quite a
about
bit, but
waste-
quite enough, innit?
Yeah, you actually did. Anything I want to add?
Yeah.
Don't waste time. Share this with your friends and families, bro.
Yeah, how about you know how this you know there's ayah in the Quran والله أخرجكم من بطون أمهاتكم لا تعلمون شيئا. Allah, he took you out of the wombs of your mothers. You guys didn't know anything. You didn't know anything. So everyone was on the same level. But then how comes if we're all on the same level, how comes other people become better than us?
So and others. though.
Yeah. Like the scholars, how comes they're scholars and we're not? It's because of the time that utilized at a young age.
Yeah.
Do you get it?
100%.
One of the elements.
Yeah, one of the elements. Like even
Parenting comes in as well.
Parenting, yeah,
yeah, there's a lot of factors in it, but like it all comes down to time. Like if they didn't make use of their time, they wouldn't excel. They wouldn't be better than others, innit?
I think once you realize that you're wasting time, you have to straight away cut that out. Straight away move to something that's beneficial. Like once you realize that, okay, I'm wasting my time, not doing anything productive, not doing anything beneficial, then just start. No, just start. Like there's no other advice you can give
Don't
in
be
it. Just
complacent.
stop wasting your time, basically. Like just stop it.
Yeah.
Also, yeah,
that's-
don't be like demotivated. Like think. So obviously think about the long term, but don't think about too far. Think about like what you're doing today.
Being better than yesterday.
Yeah, being better than yesterday. Because obviously, the aim is to like die on a path and not always reach the goal, kind of thing. Because we said the process is praiseworthy as well. So,
Yeah.
so so dying on a path is you know there's a virtue in it.
Yeah.
Because you've done everything you can, utilize the time up to that point. And when Allah takes you, when Allah has written for you for your time to come, it will come. There's nothing to stop in it.
Yeah, it's true.
My English is English. So,
You know what? That was kind of set 6, not set 8. But go on.
I'm not saying anything.
I'm joking.
Yeah, it's
It's
just
hard. Yeah, it was a good point still.
First.
Why you guys laughing?
Yeah.
All right, man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that one and you benefited from it. But yeah, that was wasting time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.